Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 19, text number 38. Tvam vimrishyasya bhavam prajapate sankalpanam vishwasrijam pipiprihi aindrim cha mayam upadharma mataram achanda pakhanda patam prabhojihi. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O protector of the people in general, please consider the purpose of your being incarnated by Lord Vishnu. The irreligious principles created by Indra are but mothers of many unwanted religions. Please therefore stop these imitations immediately. Purport. Lord Brahma addresses King Pritu as Prajapati just to remind him of his great responsibility in maintaining the peace and prosperity of the citizens. Maharaj Pritu was empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead for this purpose only. It is the duty of the ideal king to see that people are properly executing religious principles. Lord Brahma especially requested King Pritu to conquer the pseudo-religious principles produced by King Indra. In other words, it is the duty of the state or the king to put a stop to pseudo-religious systems produced by unscrupulous persons. Originally, a religious principle is one given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it comes through the channel of disciplic succession in two forms. Lord Brahma requested Pritu Maharaj to desist from his necessary competition with Indra, who was determined to stop Maharaj Pritu from completing 100 yajnas. Instead of creating adverse reactions, it was better for Maharaj Pritu to stop the yajna in the interest of his original purpose as an incarnation. This purpose was to establish good governance and set things in the right order. Text 39. Maitre vacha ittam shalokam guruna samadishto visham patihi tata chakritva vatsalyam maghona api cha sandhade. The great sage Maitreya continued, when King Pritu was thus advised by the Supreme Teacher, Lord Brahma, he abandoned his eagerness to perform yajna and with great affection concluded a peace with King Indra. Text 10. Kritva bhrita snanaya pritave bhuri karmane varandadusta varada yetad barhishi tarpitaha. After this, Pritu Maharaj took his bath, which is customarily taken after the performance of a yajna, and received the benedictions and due blessings of the demigods, who were very pleased by his glorious activities. Purport. Yajna means Lord Vishnu. For all, yajna is meant to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. Since the demigods automatically became very pleased with the performance of sacrifice, they bestowed benediction upon the executors of yajnas. When one pours water on the root of a tree, the branch, tree, trunk, twigs, flowers and leaves are all satisfied. Similarly, when one gives food to the stomach, all parts of the body are rejuvenated. In the same way, if one simply satisfies Lord Vishnu by the performance of yajna, one satisfies all the demigods automatically. In turn, the demigods offer their benediction to such a devotee. A pure devotee, therefore, does not ask benediction directly from the demigods. His only business is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, he is never in need of those things supplied by the demigods. Text 41. Vipraha satya shishastushtaha shraddhaya labdva dakshinaha ashisho yuyujukchattar adi rajaya satkritaha. With great respect, the original king Pritu offered all kinds of rewards to the Brahmanas present at the sacrifice. Since all these Brahmanas were very much satisfied, they gave their heartfelt blessings to the king. Last verse, text 42. Tvaya huta mahabaho sarva eva samagataha pujita dhana manabhyam pitru devarshi manavaha. All the great sages and Brahmanas said, O mighty king, by your invitation, all class of living entities have attended this assembly. They have come from Pitraloka and heavenly planets, and great sages as well as common men have attended this meeting. Now all of them are very much satisfied by your dealings and your charity towards them. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport to the 4th canto, 19th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled King Prithu's 100 Horse Sacrifices. So finally, by the intervention of Lord Brahma, this potential devastation that could have happened with Indra being killed by the sages who were representing Prithu Maharaj, to make Indra himself, to have, by the power of the mantras, to attract him and offer him in the fire itself. So, at that critical juncture, Brahma appeared and he started advising Prithu Maharaj as to his original goal of being born in this world, to re-establish Dharma as an empowered incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So with this settlement, everything became peaceful. And this chapter concludes. The chapter was called King Prithu's 100 Horse Sacrifices. So there are many things here that from the modern mind, so-called science-based mind, many of these things are not comprehensible with our limited senses. The fact that Maharaj Prithu also, though he is a empowered incarnation of Vishnu, he also had to go through the process of getting power in this material world through Ashwamedha Yajna. So all these things are encoded, these laws of Yajna and its results. All these things are very much part of the structure of this material world. It is not simply the demigods taking care of different aspects of administration in the material world. All these things are not seen with our eyes. Does not come into any context in the people's mind. If you say demigods are running this administrative affairs of this universe, a modern person will be just blank. Who are these demigods? Where are they? Because we are conditioned not to receive knowledge, perfect knowledge from the scriptures. We are conditioned, the present man is conditioned to understand the world or the world view according to his so-called ascending process, so-called science, an incomplete science of creating a world view from out of the data that he collects through his five senses. And that data he processes with his intelligence in his mind. The subtle body, it's called mental speculation. And creates different theories of how to understand what's going on. To understand some phenomena, there are various perspectives to it. The same phenomena. Not that one phenomena has got one particular explanation or understanding or one theory. Different theories fit the observations. So that is why today, the modern science, though it started as take one particular issue, there is one truth. Let's find out what that truth is. Or let's find out what is matter. There's one truth, and looking for that truth. What is matter? Okay, matter. Further they say, no, matter is made up of atoms. No, then what is that one thing beyond atom? Or is it the last irreducible truth? Then I went into it, that again found atom is again splitting, is made up of 99% space and few particles, electrons, and a very dense nucleus. Oh, then matter is formed of particles. So at each level, you have your theory. Just like chemistry has its theory, they don't go so deep. They say why molecules react in this way. Oh, because this is hydrogen molecule, this is oxygen atom. Therefore, it is H2O is explained, understood. No, because I understood that water is H2O, I could not. When I see water, I don't know what it is. Because I understood H2O, I got 2 atoms of hydrogen from somewhere which is different from water. It's a gas. Another one oxygen. Put together, I get water. See, I have explained water. You go to physicist, he'll say, okay, what is hydrogen? Go deeper into it. What is oxygen? Go deeper into it. Oh, they are different, they are atoms with different configuration of electron. So they explain there. So it depends on what observation you want to explain. If you want to explain the observation at the molecular level, then you have chemistry. If you want to explain at an atomic level, then you have atomic physics. Or if you want to explain at a macro level, why two particles are, why a marble is behaving in a particular way, if I throw it, how far it goes, what it goes. So I find out something about gravity. If I put a drop of marble, how fast it falls. Oh, I have explained. So there is all explanation of relationship. It is not about truth. What is truth? What is marble? What is the force that is, what is gravity? Okay, there is a force. Call it gravity. G. So that is the explanation. You can explain how a marble falls. You can predict when it will come, when it will reach the ground. If I drop from here, it requires a theory, no? A common man who does not know anything about science, he only can observe with his senses, he will see if I drop, it will fall. If he didn't discover the theory, then he'll be able to predict when it will fall. So some prediction is there in each plane of observation, and they make theories. Just because something explains something at one plane doesn't mean it is a full explanation. So science is not about truth at all. Modern science is about relative truths, not absolute truth. So now in these chapters we are seeing about Ashwamedha Yajna, we are seeing that Vena came out of the body, the Pritu Maharaj was made out of came out of the body of Vena. It's mind-boggling. Why? What are the stories? Is it not? We never observe such things. Pritu Maharaj's body was created out of Vena's body after he died. So what do we know? So there is an explanation, but we have no idea of those things because our idea of existence itself is totally limited to what we say. Very naive. That itself, just like if you say, school physics student. So he will take a textbook of physics, of particle physics, theoretical physics. He may be able to read it, but it will not make any sense to him. Hey, what is this? I don't understand anything. So these, demigods, Yajna, Vena, Pritu Maharaj coming out of Vena's body, and the sages saying that by mantra we'll pull Indra and bring him into the fire. These are not stories, these are actual facts. From their plane of existence, it is a fact. The perception of the material world itself is different from our perception, because man's mind was much more into subtle material energy. Now we are only studying gross material energy, modern science. And because they cannot explain consciousness, because they cannot explain pain, pleasure, they cannot explain awareness, they simply say that it's all produced by the brain. So if you don't have any explanation, because you are in the gross world, for you true existence is equal to gross world. Therefore they see that there is some connection between different functions, thinking, feeling, willing in the brain. So logically, you have made an assumption that existence is equal to gross. So, and I am seeing here the brain is having this center, that center, feeling center, love center, anger center. All these things you can very easily establish today. They have been able to map. So they say that I do not know exactly how, I have not yet found out, science has not yet found out exactly how this come out of brain, but it is coming out of the brain. It is an assumption. But the truth, as we discussed yesterday, is there is a transcendental dimension in which the spirit exists. And then there is this material, subtle material energy, manas, buddhi, ahankara, existence. For modern science, existence is equal to the tangible world. But existence is not equal to the tangible world. There are many things that exist beyond the tangible world, which we experience, our own mind, intelligence, ego, all this subtle body. And then behind it, there is a person, spirit person. Spirit person, how it interacts with this world, all these things are there in the Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavatam. It is how the spirit person, through ahankara, false ego, a false ego. A false ego is nothing but a false identity. The spirit person is identifying. The spirit person has consciousness. He can think of illusion. Illusorily he thinks, I am this body, that is false ego. But that is not his real existential identity. The existential identity of the living entity is he is eternal servant of Krishna. So right here, what exists, we have no idea. Newton thought space was inert. This is all. This is the theory here. Einstein came and said, no, space is not inert. Then so many things have come up after that. Energy, everything is energy. The concept of time itself in physics has now, it cannot, in physics, all times exist simultaneously, past, present, future, as per the mathematics of physics. It's the mind that creates, in past, in our understanding. It's ever the multiple things exist simultaneously. What exists simultaneously? You see one manifestation. Somebody else will see another manifestation. Can see if his consciousness is. He can create his own, just like in our material world, the same world. I have created a story with me as a center. You have created a world. Somebody else has created a world. Means personal world we create, centered around our body. And that is reality for us. And then we interact with the world according to that. Yesterday we discussed about incarnation. How what we tangibly see with our eyes with our senses. He is only a manifested part of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it's what we see is a window, just like Nama Avatara is a window of Krishna's name through which the whole of Krishna can be contacted. The whole of Krishna, the whole of existence, the whole of total existence, because there nothing exists other than Krishna and his energy. So it's not an ordinary sound. Krishna's form is not ordinary. There are forms everywhere. There are limited forms everywhere. There are limited manifestations. Creation, maintenance, annihilation in the material world goes on. An undifferentiated energy. The concept is there as pradhana in the Bhagavatam. Then when creation has to come forth, then by Mahavishnu's glance, universes are formed, living entities are injected into the universes, and then the various elements, Panchabhuta and Three Sukshma Bhuta, they are all agitated. They form from the unmanifest, they form all these things. Krishna showed Vishwarupa to Arjuna. Are you standing here? In a finite form, I can see with my finite senses. Within that body, Krishna shows the unmanifest, manifesting at the next level of manifestation. Because everything, the entire Vishwa is manifested from variegatedness in this Vishwa, in this world, is manifested from Krishna. That is Vishwarupa. The whole material existence that we know within the Brahmanda, that is the Vishwarupa of the Lord. Unlimited Brahmandas, unlimited. Arjuna sees. He sees himself, he sees everything, he sees existence, he sees past, present, future, he sees all the people are already killed. Oh my God, what is this? These are not simply, Krishna says, you cannot see with this eyes, now I'll give you special eyes, now you can see. That means soul is capable of seeing all that, but it has got limited eyes. So this limited eyes is not spirit's eyes. So when you understand all these things, then you develop more faith in the descending process of knowledge as per the Guru Parampara. What is the speciality of the proper disciplic succession? Its origin is Krishna. It's not simply about a process. The process is, on the top there is Krishna. That means the person who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all knowledge, from him these things are coming. This is a very high science. Very high science. That's how we should think. Not that those who are stuck in the modern science, they will say, hey, what these guys are all talking about, Yajna, demigods, this thing, that thing, all this, what is all these things, Vishwarupa and all these things. Just because you cannot understand this science, this is a super science. None of those things you can understand in the Bhagavad Gita. Even speculators cannot understand. Even Mayavadis cannot understand. So it's mind-boggling. The Vedas, the knowledge that is in the Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, it's all, if you have Shraddha, if you have faith, then you can benefit from the knowledge. The knowledge is meant to be benefited. Knowledge is not for the sake of knowledge. Just like you see practically also, whatever relative knowledge modern science has found, immediately it is converting into benefit. Electricity, this thing, benefit. What is the sake of knowledge by itself? Knowledge will sit there, knowledge already exists. All truths are existing. But man is trying to utilize it for his benefit. Similarly, to understand existence, the jnanic path of, little more advanced than modern science are the jnanis, little more advanced. Not this, not this, not this, this. Finally, the truth is Brahman. That is also limited. What is total existence? That's Krishna. That Krishna reveals in the Bhagavad Gita. Shastras are revealed that he and his energies, everything is he and his energies. And if we are seeing that nobody is performing yajna and still things are provided in this material world, that is for a short time, or you can even say that because Sankirtana is going on, it's a very powerful yajna, a direct yajna. The world is still getting its supplies from all the devatas. Or you can say that whatever is going on is because of the earlier yajnas. Now yajna is not being done, which means, question of delay only. Before everything becomes short of supplies. Because people will say, you are saying by the arrangement of performance of yajna only this world runs. Where nobody is performing yajna, it is running. So it is your superstition, all these things. Everything has a time gap. Like a murderer, if somebody murders, immediately he doesn't go into the jail. He go to the trial and all those, his punishment will take some time. There's a time delay. Similarly, right now we are not doing yajnas. Time scale is thousands of years, is nothing at the demigods level. Right? Now Ganesha will be thinking, at least once a day they are all worshipping me on the earth. Ganesha Chaturthi. Everybody is. All over India. Okay, all right. They should be doing 24 hours. But once a day they are doing. Because for him 365 days is one day. So ठीक है, रोज कर रहा है कुछ. Okay. And there, if it stops, he will wait. Nowadays, daily it's not coming, or it's not properly, it is not coming, or Indra, or whatever it is. Puja is not coming. ठीक है, एक दिन देखेंगे, 2 दिन देखेंगे, 3 दिन. So 1 day is 1 year for you here. Six months I'll wait. If you wait 6 months, still they are defaulted, 6 months chalne do. Still he will, based on past, will give. So 6 months of 180 days of the demigod. Right? 180 days. That means here 180 years have passed. Nobody has done any yajna, still supplies are coming. What are you talking? Wait karo. This time scale is different, that time scale is different. These are all pakka laws. Krishna has said how this world will run by performance of yajna. So therefore the only hope is that perform Sankirtana yajna, everything will be supplied. And we are already proving that. We are proving that. How we are proving that? We are having a temple. We are doing yajna, Sankirtan yajna, right? Nobody is working in any factory. Nobody is earning any money. Are we working and earning any money for earning money? No. Not 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Take ISKCON Bangalore. 45 years. So it is because of yajna. It is everything. Of course, we are doing direct yajna of pleasing Vishnu. And Vishnu is supreme. All-pervading Lord. For devotees, for their service to Prabhupada and Krishna, there will never be shortage of anything. There will never be shortage of anything. We keep doing our devotion service. But all requirements will be provided, is provided. So we approved pockets of ISKCON temple where morning program happens, sadhana happens, is an example. Where direct yajna to Krishna is providing everything without doing any other work. That is what Prabhupada said. If you have farm communities, learn how to grow your food. Learn how to grow your food. It will thrive. Don't say where this will come from, there that will come from, all these things. You don't worry about it. Just take care of the cows. Do your work according to your guna, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya. That's a Daiva Varnashrama system. Whatever your sharirik gunas are there, according to that, you offer your services in such a Varnashrama community, centered around Sankirtana Yajna, direct Yajna to Vishnu. Very mystically, all supplies, everything, it will prosper. It will prosper. It is not what we see with our eyes. Just like if physics was to describe how a person got murdered, because they don't have person in the equation. They'll say one hand came, one knife came, made of this material, poked into another flesh. This is the description of murder. Because person is not in their equation. I said, physically, why don't you by your physics describe what happened now? One person murdered another person. They are blind to person. They are blind. They'll see, observe, one hand is in two bodies, one body, hand, went into, took the knife, pierced and killed him. This is their description. But we ourselves know, hey, it's not that, yes, there is a person, he murdered him. You add one more element to it. Physics doesn't understand. But we understand. Add element, right? So, to try to explain everything, how this world runs, based on our limited speculative understanding, is all partial truths which cannot explain everything. There's laws of karma operating everywhere. So much so that you simply, if you don't have explanation, you simply accept it. Let's say a scientist, very high level, very intellectual scientist. Young man, he marries. Then a child is born. The child is dumb and deaf. Now he is a scientist. Oh, I know everything. Please explain why you got a child who is dumb and deaf, born dumb and deaf. What does he do? He has no explanation. So he simply accepts that. Because he has to live. He has to live, that dumb and deaf is part of his family. He has to, in reality, he has to live with that child. So our scriptures give us the bigger total picture. And Krishna consciousness gives even the broadest thing. Beyond Vishwarupa, there is a Vaikuntha Loka. Beyond the Vaikuntha Loka, there is Goloka Vrindavana. The Lord in His intimate Leelas. So with this we should, that by first, when you come to Krishna consciousness, first thing that you are taught is the descending process of knowledge from the Absolute. The knowledge that descends from the Absolute. There exists on this earth sources for that. In terms of Shastra, in terms of Guru, in terms of sadhus who are practicing that. So when we surrender, we align to that, we are also on our properly situated, free from ignorance. Nobody can understand the total existence. Impossible. Like nobody can understand the Vishwarupa itself. You see how Arjuna describes millions of hands, billions of bellies, millions of, present, past, future, everything. There is no, he got bewildered. I don't want to see this. That is the truth behind the material energy. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Prabhu. Prabhu, the major focal point of this chapter is envy.
Focal point of?
This chapter has been envy of Indra towards Pritu Maharaj. So we understand envy is basically a result of comparison between two living entities. So in the contaminated state, the result of comparison either will be pride or envy. And in the transcendental platform, as I understand, comparison is also there, but it results either in appreciation or inspiration.
Right.
Now, as sadhakas, this personality slides pops up when there is a result of comparison. So how do we understand that to change the personality slice, it is repeated Shravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam, Anushilanam. So my request is, Prabhu, if you could share some of the pointers on what should be the constant Shravanam and Mananam to shift our personality slice from envy to appreciation of another devotee or taking inspiration from another devotee when he does something much better than what I could do.
Yeah. Okay. It's about management. Your question is about how do I manage these past envious personas that due to karma or whatever, it's all sitting in my chittam. So, how to overcome that? How to have transcendental envy which inspires, encourages. It's not envy actually. Still you can say it is a reflection. Envy is a reflection of that comparison. We always compare. But when you compare self-centered comparison, it is called envy. When we have Krishna-centered comparison, then we have inspiration. Oh, this devotee is doing much better. I want to learn from him. I want to do also like that for Krishna. Not out of envy, but out of inspiration. That is correct. Then, your question is about if the old envious slices are there within me, How I can overcome that? So also you said Shravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam, that one. That is, you can do that. In spite of that being the process, you have the question. How do we identify these personas? In other words, you don't want your envious slice. It's all there. We are conditioned living in it. It's all there. If it doesn't come in this situation you may not be envious. You will find that another new situation, there you are envious. So that envious slice that is there, it's about the only way for that is, you see, the answer is not directly controlling that persona. That comes later. But before that, by raising our consciousness from tamoguna to rajaguna to sattoguna, very important, that when our gunas become sattvic, our ability to observe our subtle body also increases. Just like a dog cannot see its own mind. Animal can use the mind, but it cannot see his own mind. But we can see our mind. It begins with little sattoguna. So when our entire consciousness is more and more of sattoguna, we can see these envious old personas. We can see lusty personas. We can see that they are all the chittam. When you see something, then you can manage. Unless I want to shift this kartal from here to here. First step is what? Seeing the kartal. Right? Seeing is the first step of managing. If I want to control my anger persona, I have to have the ability to see it. If I see it, then I can postpone anger, or I can control anger, or I can consciously say, let it go, anger, because you're seeing it. I have a purpose for this anger. So like that, you are able to see. So the answer to your question is, Shravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam is a specific solution for specific perception changing and all those things. But there is a general lifting up of the consciousness itself from lower guna to higher guna. That happens through our Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So through Shravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam, Anushilanam, the process becomes very fast and accelerated for a devotee, because he is touching the Shuddha Sattva every day, 16 rounds. So very quickly his old personalities all vanish. That is called Chetodarpana Marjana. All his contaminated, it's called Anartha. That means Atma doesn't need, it's not part of Atma. It's not part of the pure soul. All these things. So therefore that accelerates, that helps us. Changing habits. Shravanam, Mananam, Dhyanam, you can do. It will take long time if you don't chant Hare Krishna. Because the same process. If a karmi has changed his habit, somehow he has applied that, knowingly or unknowingly. Maybe that habit had to die due to his bad time has gone. New habits have to come. Kala and all is working. Kala, karma is all working. Somebody will do all the Shravanam, Mananam, all these things many times, but he will not get any relief. Because above that there is something called karma. Right? So there are multiple levels of laws, planes of existence. So by chanting this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, at material plane of our contaminated consciousness itself, there is an effect of lifting one from Tamoguna to Rajoguna to Sattoguna. It's not that Hare Krishna chanting has only spiritual effect. Its effect is only on the Atma. No, these are all side effects. It's all happening. It is considered to be the highest punya also. So better we chant, more nicely we chant and hear. Then we go to higher. Then it's various. Throwing away old habits is all very fast it happens. Only you have to desire. Very fast it happens. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जाए, विश्व गुरु शिल प्रभुपाद की जाए।